Hello, guys.
I can't take it seriously.
It's race number three. It's Tokyo today again, and there's a 72% chance of rain, so
And
we
a
can
28%
prepare.
chance we look even stupider than we already do. And it's a dry race after all this.
Exactly. Everybody get their umbrellas and get their rain max. Get ready for a wet race.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. This will be the first race in rain. So,
Hmm.
yeah, it'll be interesting to see how those who thrive on smooth steer can get on here. And
Yeah, I
yeah,
think we had one or two laps of rain. Was it on Sunday? Um, and I know Whizzy was hoping for a lot more. Unfortunately, he had a sad end to his race where he disconnected from the server, and I know he likes the rain, and he's hoping for a lot more of it today. And I think it would be cool if there was. Could make for an exciting race.
yeah, for sure.
Um, yeah, because there's I'm gonna close this now.
Yeah, this bit has gone on further enough.
Yeah. What was quite interesting last time was that a lot more people were sort of aware of how they wanted to play their tactics in terms of the attack mode and when they wanted to do the push laps and how they wanted to manage their energy. So it's going to be quite interesting actually to see today if we have a lot more rain, how that's going to play out.
Yeah, obviously driving in the rain is a lot more energy efficient. Uh, so I'll be intrigued to see whether people kind of bank on rain, they push
Mm,
further on the dry laps at the start, assuming it starts under dry conditions.
who
And
knows?
yeah, but there's a bit of a calculated risk there that people can go for.
Hmm.
So should add for an interesting dynamic.
Yeah, there's kind of that difference between do you go for attack mode in the rain? Because there's potential that if you're good in the rain, you can gain even more time over your opponents in the rain. But then again, there's a bigger risk that you can have big crashes and just completely waste your attack mode. So going to
Yeah,
be interesting to see how everyone plays.
reactor on such a tight track is already scary as it is, and to take it when you've got no grip either is yeah, going to require some very skillful driving. Right, we should probably
Absolutely.
head into the quali server, see how our players are getting on.
Ah, there's the Wizzy guy. Wizzy had a difficult second race. Obviously, had that DNF because of connection issues. I know that it kind of got to him a little bit, demoralized him a little bit, and it's probably coming into this one trying to prove himself, um, and hopefully get a good result.
Yeah, for sure. It's really unfortunate what happened last time. Um, so yeah, hopefully you can bounce back about with a good result this time.
Yeah, it's interesting because Wizzy has shown really good pace. I think he got ninth like race one,
Hmm.
and then race two was in that top 10 until the incident. Um, and Stufts as well has been relatively consistent. He's actually first at the moment in quali,
Yeah,
which is
leading quali.
yeah, which is well, I was going to say you can't do any better, which is yeah, literally you can't do any better. So
Yeah, Whizzy as well in
and
fourth though, so very good start.
yeah, and obviously it's difficult to say how much like quali actually impacts the race in itself because it is such sort of mayhem when everybody gets off the starting line. But these like two last races have come down to such small margins. It can be that you start two positions forward, that counts at the end of the race, and you actually end up winning a race or finishing a few positions ahead of other people.
Yeah, you can definitely feel it. It looks like Stuffs is on an absolute belter here. He's half a tenth ahead, but
To the line.
yeah,
That's
improves by
that's
a tenth. Two
that
tenths
is
over
a
pole
very good
right now.
sign.
That is yeah, very nice for him.
I think we saw Pole last time around be a 0.25, if I'm not mistaken. Um, feel
Ooh.
free to correct me in chat if you remember better than I do. But yeah, both Stuffs Wizard doing really well for the moment, and in contention with sort of the likes of Paul and Panda and Mosile and Quick and Grenadi, all the big names who have really been at the top so far.
Indeed, we'll see whether Whizzy can try and match Stuff's pace. Well, not this lap. I will say something that feels very punishing in this qualifying format is if you mess up the second corner, then you have to drive the entire rest of the lap to get back. Because you need that flying start, and if you double respawn like you would in Cup of the Day after a crash or something like that, you're sent into the pit lane and carry no speed out. So, yeah, it's interesting that obviously the whole format rewards consistency, but even qualifying rewards consistency, because one mistake and you don't lose 10 seconds, you lose a minute. Whizzy on a good start here though, ahead by about a tenth of his previous PB. Oh, this is so satisfying to watch.
I will say we do have
got the producer in my ear just going, whoa.
So Chris is producing the stream at the moment. Actually played in the first race himself, and I can understand why he's making those interesting noises, considering the skill that's on display. Okay, so Stufts in second.
He went second. Yeah. That's a weird looking graphic, but yeah. So wild 1-2. Stop the count. This all looks good to me. Starting in flying formation might be quite nice.
Padster, do you follow any motorsports at all?
I follow Formula 1 very closely.
Okay, so I follow Formula 1 semi-closely, I'd say. And I know that my favourite races are always in the wet.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, it's always crazy. You get sort of those drivers who somehow are just better in the rain. They know how to manage it better, and you have those drivers. I think Kevin Magnussen is the one that comes to mind, and who are just really, really good in the rain. And I think we have the same in Trackmania. From the little that I've actually played of the mode, and when I've played in the rain, some people just are better than others and know how to manage it. If anybody at home doesn't know what it's like to play in the rain on this mode, you basically have delayed steering, and a higher likelihood of sliding out at higher speeds. So you want to go very slowly, probably not brake at all. You want to be releasing into corners, and really, really manage your speed and any entry and exit line you have. It's a very difficult skill to master.
Yeah, and drifting just doesn't work, basically. From when I tried it anyway, I'm not going to claim I had any competency. I was awful in the West.
And also, this is race 3 now. So, the drivers have had, a week and a half? No, not a week and a half. They've had a week, basically. Not even, on this track. So some might have put in more time than others. And if you want to be practicing the rain, as I know a lot of people would have been anticipating, as we see Paul actually, I think, is using the TMNF car skin. So it's quite a bit like a Formula 1 car or a Formula E car.
Yeah, the earlier games definitely had cars that looked way more like actual Formula cars rather than these ones. Although if you are a bit intrigued as to perhaps where some inspiration for the 2020 car design came from, I can't remember whether it was Renault or Renault's F1 team, but one of them mocked up a futuristic looking F1 car and what it could look like in 20 years or so, and there are a lot of similarities to what got used on the Trackmania car. I remember stumbling across that a few years ago and thought it was pretty interesting.
It is a beautiful design. Yeah. I see Coops asking in chat what pole was for race 1. I think we were around a similar sort of time. I think it was 0.25 in the sort of 0.2 range for race 2, that is, sorry. And that's just very quick. It's really, really quick. And for the moment, I mean, we've got Stufts and Whizzy in second and third. Couldn't ask for much more. But if it stays as it is with 3 minutes and 50 seconds left on the clock, that would be a really good qualifying performance for both drivers.
For sure, and you'd have to say with all the names here in this lobby in particular, that will probably translate to second and third across all players. Which would be a very, very good starting position.
Some drivers are I don't actually see in this lobby, and I don't know if it's that they're not playing or they're not in this lobby, but names like Scrappy, who won that first race. I think he came top 10 in race 2. So it'll be interesting to see if he's just in another lobby and will eventually make it into Div 1. Because I know, speaking to Whizzy after race 2, he was a little bit down because of what had happened, and basically felt like his championship had been really impacted by one DNF, which to some extent it has, but it means that he has nothing to lose going into race 3, and can really just like sort of send it, and if everything goes his way, well, he can come out with a really good result. And he's doing everything he can at the moment to set himself up for that, as is Stufts in second position.
Yeah, if your Binks goes up to third there. So the XDMGL player jumping up the scores.
Yeah, but these races are always fun to follow, and it's quite nice because race 1 we saw a little bit of mayhem. We saw Grenady sort of send it for the first 2/3 of the track and then run out of energy and then finish about 30th, which is brilliant. And in race 2 we had a bit of rain, not too much, but then we had also a lot of people who understood how to manage their energy and how they wanted to race the race tactically, if that makes sense. And now going into race 3, everybody should be on point with that. But now we're likely to have a lot of rain. So who's going to manage that best? I think some of the names that come out as the best players in the rain are both wheel players. So Whizzy and Grenady. What a turn from Stufts there, by the way.
I know, that was incredible.
And then I know that Quick is also another name that a lot of people.
Sorry, this lap.
mention
What
it.
is he on?
He's actually
Was he a
0.9
second
behind
down?
his PB. Yeah. He must have touched somewhere early on. I think he did at the first corner. And he actually lost some time in that last chicane, but
Yeah.
I guess just sort of pushing the track as much as he can, I guess.
Yeah,
Obviously, Stufts and Whizzy repping the Wild colours, obviously, and Wild being an Irish org, I'll be very used to the rain. If you see where I'm going with this.
Yep, I have. I've been to Ireland once, and I got absolutely drenched on my first day there. Bell sticking.
The scenery on this map is absolutely beautiful as well. They've done an incredible job in just replicating Tokyo. Well, he's just given us a cinematic shot of the car, seconds ago. There we go. So Stufts locks in his second place in quali and fourth for Whizzy. That's the best either of them have managed so far. So really good showing from them in quali. Hopefully they can replicate it now going into the race. I wonder how much they've prepped, the two of them. I know that they play in voice together, which is quite interesting. So yeah, I really hope they have a good race for both of them. I think they both deserve it.
Oh, for sure.
So from our lobby, we do have Panda, Stufts, Binks, and Whizzy as a top four with Pole, Wolsile, Patros, Quick, Grenady, who's only down in ninth. 0.4 off of the best time.
A few temps behind.
Yeah. And now, as we wait for the Div 1 lobby, we'll see who is going to join them. And I wonder if some of those players that I mentioned, like Scrappy, and any others who we didn't see in that lobby, actually are playing, but simply in another lobby. And it'll be interesting to see if they are actually going all in for the whole championship.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's a decent prize pool to this, even if it kind of massively favours getting those big podium positions and stuff. I would be surprised to see, anyone with a chance of finishing that top three not, just try and go for it. But, of course, by the time you get to the third race, it's going to be a bit of a different dynamic because, on the first race there was an hour to train beforehand, and that was it. For the second race there was 1 day, which isn't huge. This has now been 5 days, I think. So that's time for some players to pour some, significant time into the track if they wanted to, and if they really wanted to push for a good result. So I'm not sure to what extent Stufts and Whizzy have done that. I'm not sure to what extent any of the players have done that, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see kind of maybe a few of the bigger names who haven't practiced as much, maybe falling behind a bit because of that. I was surprised to see Granati so far behind, for instance. I'm not sure whether that's because, qualification pace has got faster or he just didn't really lay down the time he was aiming for.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's a lot of stuff going on within Trackmania, like the new campaign came out yesterday.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Like Granati's been hunting world records, discovering a new campaign. He's also a streamer at the same time doing other stuff. It's, I guess, difficult to commit to everything, but as you said,
TSCC in the middle of it.
Yeah, it's just normal Granati things.
Yeah.
But like we were saying, what were we saying? It slipped my mind what I wanted to say now. I wanted to say that, yes, of course, like across the whole championship, there is a big prize pool, but for each of these races, there's just that €1,000 prize pool. 600 for first,
of course.
is massive. So one race goes your way, which for Stufts and Whizzy starting second and fourth could absolutely happen, and you could be going home with a nice bit of pocket money.
For sure. Yeah, of course. I guess remembering Granati missing out now on the first race probably is one of his best chances given how good he is on quick learn.
Yeah.
And just Mexico got the energy use completely. I'm really, really curious about energy in this race, depending on what the rain does.
I feel like we'll have a lot of drivers who'll end up with a lot more energy conserved, who might not be able to manage it as well as they did on the dry on Sunday. And, you have limited time to actually practice on wet conditions. So it's going to be interesting to see how everyone manages it and what sort of adaptations they make.
Yeah, I'll be curious to keep an eye out for vastly different lines and stuff that people will be going for. It's a motorway. It's quite nice that you can see all the cars and it not just be a blob of chaos like it would be in something like Cup of the Day. You can really get an idea of what people are doing and stuff.
Yeah, and
no
I think
real hiding lines either because I mean cards are forced onto the players, which is very rare in this game.
I don't think they are actually.
Aren't they?
No, I don't believe they are.
Did I play the entire race 1 with cards on for no reason?
I think you might have played yeah. I think you might have hindered yourself.
My Division 4 race.
You were basically Div 1. If you didn't have cards, you're basically Div 1. But I think the lobbies have been set up, so all the actual Div 1 players are getting put into their lobby. So we'll head in to see who is joining Stufts and Whizzy in that top 50, and who's they're going to be competing against, basically, for those top spots.
Indeed.
Yeah, and from the chat that we have here, I don't think Sai is in that Div 1. But we hope you enjoy your stay in Formula E nonetheless, and that any BITM members who are competing in the competition have a great time. I know that another member that we saw from BITM playing the last race was Akros. I think he had a decent sort of top 25, top 30 finish, but I don't believe he is playing today.
Yeah, and I am reading very important breaking news. Dansky is in Div 1.
Dansky, what a legend.
What a legend. Oh, gotta love Dansky.
Dansky, an absolute veteran of the Trackmania scene.
He really is. Been around for, well, he's been a name I've recognised basically since I started playing.
Oh my god, there's an egg on the track. There is an egg on the track.
There's an
and if
egg
that is
on
not
the
mine,
track.
I would be very surprised.
It's Xebius. This isn't exactly what the other players would be wanting to race against. It's going to be difficult to execute those close lines.
Oh my god.
I hope he's has a.
I hope he doesn't crack under the pressure. Yeah, of course. That's a good one. I mean, tensions might boil over, and he might crash into someone.
It'd be terrible if he crashed. It looks like a shell of his former self.
I mean, you have to break a few eggs to make an omelet.
Exactly.
Uh,
That's enough. That's enough yolks for now.
welcome to Trackmania, anyone who is just sort of watching for the Formula E content. This is our community, and this is how we do things.
I hope your brain is adequately scrambled.
Uh,
Nice.
So I think
we got.
you had.
So yeah, sorry, just I forget. The main cast can't hear production whenever Chris whispers something in my ear. But yeah, we got Scott in here as well, Joshua. So yeah, I think the Scottish Trackmania scene has been one of the weaker ones in the region. But
Ooh,
I feel is it? There's Jaffa, there's Rue, and that's it, unfortunately. But I don't know. There's been some recent signs of life. We actually had the second highest number of like UKIE top fives in the last campaign behind England, which was a pleasant surprise. So that's quite cool.
Keep your eye out for that video, but in the meantime, 10 seconds to go.
Don't ask me how long it's going to take to make.
Stufts in second spot on the grid, starting just behind Panda, and let's see if he can make the most of that advantageous position as we are off for race number 3 in Tokyo. I'm excited for this one because there's a really good chance of a good performance from both drivers this time around.
I want to do the big line of Stufts moving into the lead, but Panda's had a good start. Stufts takes the lead!
As Whizzy drops about 3 spots.
Yeah, that's not gone as well for Whizzy there. Perhaps not the first corner he was aiming for. Little drift going on to that straight. Perhaps not ideal, but yes, Stufts takes the lead.
Yeah. Always important just to stay in contention, sort of stay with the pack.
Where's he
and
gone?
don't let the... There he is. He's in for.
He vanished for a second. I'd worried he'd just gone straight into a wall and...
Oh, he sends it!
I know,
He has nerves of steel.
This is such a tense mode because you crash once and you're going to be overtaken by about 20 players.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but he's like pushing it so much that you kind of have to worry for his... Oh, he's going straight for the attack mode. Whizzy isn't, interestingly. And there you have Stuff sending it. He might be, like you said at the top of the show, banking on the fact that there's going to be rain very soon in the race, and he wants to get ahead of it.
Yeah, and you can kind of afford to overuse in the early phase if there's going to be rain later on, because it will be more economical. But
and Wosal doing the same.
Yeah, gamble from both of these players here. Wosal getting a far better line there.
So actually, yeah, Dazzle as well. So another name that we saw at the top. Stuffs, yeah, Marius further behind, Razi Diddy in the top 20. Yeah, as you rightly pointed out, Stuffs is taking a few different lines. He doesn't seem to enjoy the drifting with Reactor, and I don't blame him. It is a bit of an interesting,
interesting.
Yeah,
very diplomatic.
Exactly. Everyone's yeah, Wosal up front is gaining. Dazzle actually passes Stuffs now. Yeah, the whole pack, like you said, taking the attack mode.
Yeah. I don't know whether this has translated to the Trackmania version of Formula E, but in actual Formula E, you have to take both attack modes. You can't not take them. Or at least that was the case when I watched a while ago.
Interesting.
So, if you really don't feel comfortable driving in the rain with it, then you almost want to get out of the way as quick as possible. Not just from the point of view of the lap time game, but to stop you having to adjust your lines in the rain, which will already be difficult.
Yeah, and I'd say that's not a bad shout, Paddy, because pretty much the whole pack has used an attack mode.
Yeah.
In the first 4 laps.
One of the only not to. If you actually look down the leaderboard, there's only a handful of players yet to do it. So we can see Binks, Panda, Petros, Berserker, and Whizzy.
So
kind of makes up your top 5 people yet to use it. Ooh, someone has a massive crash here. That hasn't worked.
Oh, it's Paco.
Oh, that was Paco. That's a big name there. We can see Dansky here.
Let's go. Oh, no.
Oh. Tech Boomer encounters Reactor. That has not gone well for him.
He's just taking the wide line.
Yeah,
But
indeed.
yeah,
I've got a new person I might need to champion. Who on earth is Paddy Production?
where is
That's
this?
gonna nick my job. Who is this?
In 20,
Oh
so you're
no.
actually driving at the same time as you're casting.
Yeah,
That is
I haven't told you
impressive.
this is my alt, Paddy Production, clearly. Yeah,
Uh,
that's interesting. Chasing down
does
Nancy
yeah.
who can't see me as
Uh,
still driving with an egg. And oh, the egg has reactor. Breaking news. I had no idea.
and straight
I
into
don't
the
think
wall.
Xemius knew either, to be perfectly honest. That's not gone well for reactor egg. So yeah, almost everyone opted to take the attack mode. Whizzy has now taken his first attack mode.
We'll check in on Egg as the race goes by and see how they are doing.
Yep.
Um,
It's very important, that.
I think Petros again is one of those who's not using the attack mode early. He did this in race 2, and he kept his 2 attack modes until basically the very end, and like shot up the leaderboards into 3rd, I believe, passing Grenadi just before the end. Stufts finds himself down in 15th at the moment. Must have had a crash because Paco right behind him is that person that we saw have a massive crash before, as Whizzy has just overtaken him as well. So Whizzy has gone for his first attack mode, and well, we're going to have to see where the dust settles. As yeah, just taking a white line, Whizzy.
Yeah, I think Whizzy with a slightly better start of this race then. Stuff's also on overuse currently. We'll be banking on the rain to be more economical, but I mean, there is something we haven't considered, which is if the rain doesn't come,
Ooh.
then anyone who
Don't say
really
that.
likes... I mean, it would be a shame. I'd love to see the rain. And it would be kind of hilarious for, you know, them to post, ooh, 72% chance of rain, but not rain. That would be.
Yeah.
With a very
We won't talk
solid
about the top of the
earlier.
show if there's no rain. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Cut that bit. Cut that bit.
Because I think I'll take a moment just to self-promo a little bit. After this race, we do have a Cup of the Day episode 19 coming up, where our special guest Tona. So anybody watching at the moment, make sure to stick around for that. It'll be a good one to listen in on.
Yeah, with all the big news recently in with Trackmania World Tour returning in a very different form for 2024. I'll be intrigued to hear what he has to say about it.
Yeah. A lot happening in the Trackmania scene recently, and
Oh, yeah, it's been very busy.
Formula E is one of those things. I think something that's really positive for the whole community. A crossover that just makes sense, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
And it's actually really fun to watch. There's a part of me that would love to play in these, but there's a part of me that is just so happy that I can just sit back and watch the action unfold.
Yeah, I was very much in your boot for race 1. I was like, no, you know what? I'm gonna watch it. I'm not gonna play. And then I was like, well, I'm in the quali server. I might as well do a lap. Do another, and yeah.
And then suddenly I'd qualified.
Suddenly I'm racing in the very prestigious Division 4.
I'm sorry, I just heard in my ear egg as Osa is about to lap the sea mouse.
Oh, the egg has been lapped.
One lap down. Oh, sad scenes.
That is
Sad
very
scenes.
unfortunate to see.
But yeah, Wosa seems to be on a really good pace. He's already got a 3.5 second gap, as everyone has pretty much used both attack modes. Only a few drivers, including Whizzy, have not. So that leaves Whizzy in actually quite a good position. Even Petros is using his final one, I believe, at the moment, or is that his first one? We'll wait and see until it runs out. But with the rain that is going to come, it's still sort of all to play for. I think these positions at the moment don't mean much, except those guys at the front. And you can see that they're in overuse as well on their energy. So
Yeah,
probably
with
sending it early on.
With a good 2% higher than Wozal and Panda and the other front runners, so that might come back to help quite a lot, because 2% doesn't sound like a lot, but in this game mode it really feels like a lot. That's another half a lap of driving, or you know, just being able to push by, you know, a little bit more every single lap.
Stufts is doing really well to be
Yeah,
in 8th at the moment.
I've been looking for him, but yeah, I haven't spotted him on scoreboard, so that's very good. Needs to set his favorite color to gold so we can swap the wild color on the left. You know.
But yeah, seems to be doing really well. I think finding himself only 9 seconds down on the leader is really sort of strong at this point in the race. We're over 10 laps in, and keep in mind that Stufts hasn't had, I think, a finish above sort of 15 to 14th overall.
Yeah, it's best race for sure so far.
So yeah, doing really, really well. Now, once again, the R word, the rain. When will it come? Egg.
Egg.
And Stufts is about to pass Egg. Oh, drag race between Stufts and Egg.
Between what's more aerodynamically efficient?
Oh my god, Egg is cooking.
Egg. The egg is apparently. This was not the result I expected.
This is the race right here, ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly.
Oh,
the egg is cracked.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Whizzy down in 17th with 1 attack mode left. I think Quick up in 9th is the person who's highest, who still has an attack mode left.
Sure.
I wonder when he's going to use it. Is he going to use it before the in brackets rain comes? Because I thought rain would have come already. Oh, first drops of
5
rain
minutes.
as we see it.
5 minutes.
The team radio has called it.
Yeah. I will be intrigued if he's gonna use it, not in the rain. If he's gonna try and use it now, then he probably needs to use it this lap or the next, realistically. Given it lasts a minute and a half, so
I wouldn't be surprised if he uses it in the rain. Yeah, he's not going for it this lap.
Okay.
So in 5 minutes, that's give or take 5 laps basically. So I would expect then that the rain would last from about lap 17 until the end of the race, most likely.
Sure.
I think Whizzy might be banking on the fact that he feels more comfortable in the rain than a lot of other people. So he might be saving that attack mode, as he's going to be the highest placed driver without an attack mode. With an attack mode left, as Evon and Quick are using their ones.
Yeah, he also only just goes into overuse now, but in terms of energy, he's been in a slightly better position than a lot of people around him. He's on, kind of 46, 47 at the moment, while a lot of the top runners are, 44-ish, so that's a considerable extra couple of percent. How well he'll be able to use it in the rain, I'm not sure, but he'll certainly be able to push very hard for this stage before the rain, and then I'd imagine he might well go for the attack mode in the rain.
Yes. Just on board with Quick at the moment.
Yeah, he is
flying
absolutely flying up the leaderboard. He's up to 3rd now. Where is Petros? There are too many names for me to possibly spot it, but there he is. Gets me over.
Oh my god, what is that?
That's incredible.
Oh wow.
Dennis is playing as, I believe, Minecraft Steve, just running about the track. I think people working out how to bring in custom models is one of the best things that's ever happened in this game.
Trackmania Esports, ladies and gentlemen.
It is Trackmania Esports.
This is what you came to watch.
Look at him go!
Oh, he's rapid as well, isn't he?
Yeah, I have no idea how close to the barriers he's going, but
He's just out of Hello Mar.
It's the proper fight. Josh versus Minecraft Steve.
Well, that's a good line. Oh, it's a big fight. I kind of want to see Minecraft Steve overtake Joshua. Just surrender it into GIF form.
If I could save a replay of it, would it actually have Minecraft Steve in the replay?
I think it might.
I think it would.
But as Bings comes into the picture to remind us that there is a race going on up front.
Yeah, we should probably look back about that. Minecraft Steve
is not in the race, but he's at the back of it. As we check in Osile, who is currently in 1st. He has been a consistent force in Formula E so far. He was in the Formula League, and he's just transferred basically that over to this mode as well. As Whizzy, you see him in 18th there. He's the only one with a blue tick beside his name. He's probably
being chased
praying for
down
the
by
rain to
Paddy
come.
Production. I could do it. You have no idea how fast I'm tapping my keyboard right now.
It would be amazing if we went to Paddy Production and there was just a miniature you running on the track.
Steve with red hair, like.
Mm-hmm.
and an umbrella.
And an umbrella,
yeah. yeah. The Stufts up in 6th at the moment. He's climbed a couple more positions. I think he was in about 8th, so he's still looking very good at the moment. And with everyone behind him except Whizzy having already taken attack mode, I think Whizzy might be the only person not to take attack mode yet. Not to take the second one either.
Just take a look at Stuff's energy use, though. He's on 27%.
Oh, blimey.
Yeah.
He is really banking
on the rain.
The rain being kind for energy use. He is absolutely full sending it.
I'm surprised the rain hasn't come yet.
If I can do some very quick maths, Stuffs will need to average about 3.5% per lap going forwards.
Considering a normal lap is just over 4%.
Yeah, that's rough.
Remember when we said there might not be any rain?
Yeah, I mean, it's still...
rain?
We both said we're Formula 1 fans. This is certainly reminding me of when rain is forecast in Formula 1 most of the times. It's always 5 minutes away, and then it usually drenches the podium. So... yeah, it's going to actually catch a few players who've gone for this heavy use, this heavy energy use, really off guard here. But I got the feeling we were going to have a far wetter race from this one until it looks like it's going to be a few laps at the end, if that.
I think that Stuff's, I think, trying to save energy. You can see how safely he's taking all of these lines.
Yeah.
Trying to use as little energy as possible, because maybe he's realizing now that the rain isn't coming as early as he would like it, if at all. We're going to enter into like lap 20 soon enough. As I've said that, the rain is coming now, and the team radio has said it. Rain! Be careful on the braking zone and high speed corners. And now the fun begins. As everybody is around 20 to 25%, Stuffs only has 18.5% of energy. So going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Yeah, as we take a look at Whizzy, we mentioned earlier that he is the highest position player in 14th at the moment with an attack mode left. He seems to be by himself as well.
Energy as well. Still at 23%. A lot of people around him are kind of about 20. Obviously, Stuff's down at about 18%, I think.
Where is everyone?
So, yeah,
only Whizzy.
He's driving solo right now. Will he go for the attack mode? No.
Not on this lap. Okay.
I wonder when he's going to go for it then.
Also,
where's Wozal gone?
He's down to third. Yeah, I think we saw Quick up in first position there. So there must have been an issue for Wozal as we entered the rain. And actually, he didn't look very comfortable there when we were on his POV. But Quick looks, as we said at the top of the show, looks really, really good. Comfortable in the rain. He's taking these corners with a lot of speed. Anyone who hasn't played this won't appreciate how difficult this is to do. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he is driving exceptionally well given the weather conditions.
Stuff's up in 5th as well, so he's gained a few more positions. But he's still in overuse though. He's gonna have to.
Yeah, he's gonna have to. I couldn't tell whether that was quite a conservative line there. Whizzy takes attack mode.
Whizzy. The time is now, Whizzy. Let's go.
The time is now. Can he make attack mode in the rain work? He's definitely gone for a riskier strat
Mimo
here.
Jr. There he goes. Marius. There he goes. Whizzy is flying up the leaderboard now. He's got plenty of energy, plenty of time. Oh my, Whizzy!
That's not worked.
There goes Marius again.
Yeah. Can he get the overtake on Marius Mark II?
And there goes Joshua as well.
Minecraft Steve is coming up.
Oh.
There he is. Goes Oh, oh my god, he runs him over. Minecraft Steve has been squished.
Ooh. So I'm wondering if this was the best choice by Whizzy to wait for the rain with the attack mode. It gives him extra grip, but you can see he's still struggling with it. And usually he is quite good in the rain without the attack mode. So, I mean, he's going to take over Berserker. Probably going to head up into the top 10 at some point. But he only has, 15 seconds of this left. I don't think it's paid off as much as he would have liked.
Yeah, he was definitely trying something. Trying something different, and that's yeah, I think it's just a little bit too difficult even for Whizzy.
He has double the amount of energy as Stufts.
Oh my god,
Um,
Stuff's down on 8%. I
Yeah.
am worried for the Dutchman. That is not a lot of energy, but there's only 2 laps left.
Yeah, and I think he can still do this. He can definitely get a really really good finish, despite his energy. It might be that bar in the bottom right. I don't know. Maybe it like calculates dry conditions, and it might not take into account the wet. So it might be that even though
flying there.
he's an overuse, it might be that he has actually judged it a little bit better than everyone. I don't know. We've got 1 lap to go. With 5%.
You have 2 laps to go. You have to drive lap 25.
Never mind. 2 laps to go.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a bit of coasting at the end.
But will he stay in the top 10? I think top 10 would be a brilliant finish for Stufts. I think he's done really well. The only issue has been the overuse. But he needs to make it around these last 2 laps on 4%. It's just not going to happen, is it?
Yeah. See, Grenady actually eco for a second there. Quite a change for... Ooh, big crash, though. That's going to bring... is that going to be enough to bring Stufts? I think I was looking at the wrong person. I think someone else crashed.
2.5%.
Okay, he was on about 6 last time, so... Yeah, no.
2.5 for a lap. It should be a very slow lap. He has a few seconds ahead of 6th position, which is Dazzle. And Dazzle is on 7%, but 1.9. Oh, it's just not much, is it?
It's not like your car stops for it, just kind of slows to a crawl, so you can still finish, but 1.2% now, heading down the back straight.
Oh, it's going to run out very soon. It's going to run out very soon.
He's still, like, overtaking everyone. He has so much
and
more pace.
now we're at 0. In the braking zone.
Grenadier and Rosal are just there, though, but...
And now they run out.
That will be it. Stufts.
But
so
Twig
close
has
to
just come
managing
across the line. 8 seconds. So he's going to come across... That was actually very, very good from Stufts. Is he going to keep 5th position?
He will.
Does, I believe. Brilliantly done from Stufts. That's his best performance yet. Just out of the money. Really well done as Whizzy is in 14th. And I think... Were any of those players just ahead of him?
Yeah, gained another.
He's in 11th. Can he get a top 10? I think Basakar's already come across the line, so it might be an 11th finish for Whizzy. And you see he finishes with 7.5%. So it could push it a little bit more.
I get the feeling that the attack mode gamble didn't really pay off. And obviously he conserved his energy. He almost had the complete opposite strat of Stufts there. Who, Stufts was full sending it to, try and... Oh, Polar's complaining. Not too happy about that. But yeah, Stufts obviously kind of... He full sent it with the hope that rain would kind of catch him at the end. And it almost worked. I think had there been any more rain, even just like one more lap, he could well have ended up 3rd or something there.
Could have been in the money, yeah, for sure. But that's some really, really good points for Stufts.
In the championship, for sure.
Yeah, very, very well done. So as we have the final standings, Quick, who passed Wosile once he crashed, takes 1st place. Petros, the man who managed his attack modes, takes 2nd. Grenadi, still at 4%, takes a 3rd spot.
Yeah,
he'll be happy with that. Wosile in 4th. As we said, Stufts in 5th. Dazzle in 6th. Panda, Paul, Prosciutto, Paco, Basaker. Whizzy just missing out on the top 10 with 7.5% left. And then Binks, Rask, Marius, Worrell, Evon, Mimo Jr., Simon Luck, Javas, and Richie is your top 20.
Indeed, that rounds us out. That will be the last round here on Tokyo. We will be moving on to the next track. In a few weeks' time. I can't remember exactly when it is. I am going to have to quickly check.
Yeah. As you are checking that, as Pastor said, that was the last race on Tokyo. Last time we're going to see it. Next time is going to be on Berlin, which Padster will tell you now when that will be. But we'll have 3 races on Berlin as we did on Tokyo. And then once we conclude the Berlin circuit, we'll be moving on to London, which will be the final track that we'll have. There'll be an additional 3 races on that. And then the championship will be decided. Of course, €1,000 to be won in every single one of these races, and then €1,000 for the championship as a whole. Padster, do you have the info?
We do, and it's quite a gap. It will be returning in May.
Ooh.
It'll be on Saturday, 11th of May, Sunday, 12th of May, and Wednesday, the 15th of May. So, yeah, we have quite a gap to Berlin now, just over a month. So, yeah, for any players who do want to get a grip of rain slightly more, they have some time to practice on the existing 2 tracks. But yeah, that's going to be it for Formula E for a little while, and then the London race will be in mid to late July.
Yeah, that's going to be Tokyo over and done with. I think it's been really fun so far. I'm looking forward to seeing Berlin and what that gives us. I wonder if any drivers will be looking at the IRL Berlin track and wondering how it's going to play in Trackmania. But yeah,
if I remember, it's very tight and twisty, that one.
Okay.
I mean, I used to watch Formula E a few years back, so it might well have changed. At that point, the Berlin track was kind of in a parking lot, so I'm not sure whether it's still that layout or whether they've got a more central one at this point.
Okay.
But yeah, if it is a direct translation, that'll be a really, really funky track for sure.
Well, awesome. I think that was a really fun 3rd race. GGs to all the players. Massive GGs to anyone who played as well. And another GGs to Stufts and Whizzy on having a really solid end to the Tokyo sessions, I guess. And as we have a raid from Trackmania. So guys, welcome over. I think it was Lookers and Lookers Turbo and G Geek on the cast. Thank you guys. Wink at everyone. I hope you enjoyed the race.
Yep.
We definitely did on our side.
And we will be wrapping up this segment, but we will not be ending because at 8 o'clock we will be going on to Cup of the Day, our resident podcast, for a chat with Toner about TM World Tour 2024, among other things, which Babs will be presenting. I'll be vanishing for that bit.
Absolutely. But make sure you stick around. You don't go anywhere. We're just going to go to a quick break. We'll be back in about 10-15 minutes. We'll have Tona with us. I'll have Thomas as well with me. And we'll be going over the whole TM World Tour format, everything that's been happening sort of in Trackmania. And Tona will be answering some of your questions, some of your questions that have been asked on Twitter. So stick around for that. We're just going to a quick break. Thank you for joining us for Formula E. We'll see you very soon.
Yep. Bye.